Hello and welcome again to Ironvor Coachcast, episode 7 today with myself, Alan, and we're joined again by Benny, who is now 7 weeks into his 12-week carnivore challenge. Can he survive off just meat? Will he live or will he die? Let's find out, Benny. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, yeah.
As you can see, I'm literally
in the new house.
Working from a warehouse at the moment. This is moving week. Everything's in boxes. I'm streaming from my phone. I've got no clothes, no utensils, no cookware. But we're able, through the modern progress of technology, to make this still happen. So Forgive me if I'm echoey. There's no acoustics in this room right now.
Is this the new house or is this?
This is the old house. We moved Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we've got a truck for a few days to get everything up to the hills.
Awesome. I can see everything all packed up there. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting times, hey? Exciting times.
It is. It's, long nights, early mornings, doing this while running a business and, just general life is, I don't know how people do it at a moment's notice. It's taken a lot of planning and a lot of elbow grease to get us here. But people move houses, crikey, every couple of years. I've got friends that move house every couple of years, let alone renting. If the rental market kicks you out and you have to move out more frequently, it's one and done. Yeah, for me,
it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of moving. Some people seem to get away with it just fine. They just seem to have their clothes in their bedroom and that's about it. So they live light.
Well, I work with a guy who's recently moved to Mount Barker and he was living with his folks for a fair while. So his move was simply 3 or 4 suitcases and away they go. So it was seamless. Didn't have an iota of stress on his face. I've aged 10 years in this process, I reckon. And we've still managed to sell, I'd say, 30% of our stuff. Like most of the hardware we've sold. We'll replace the fridge and washing machine when we're up there. But still, we've got so much crap that 2 people have accumulated over 15, 20 years. It's been quite cathartic to get rid of a lot of it.
Yeah, the accumulation of stuff and things is quite a normal problem to have. Lots of people have that problem. So, man, I've got a shipping container full of stuff. So
You've just done it as well, haven't you? You sold a lot of your stuff. You've gone to.
I had to sell my last house.
Bike life.
Yeah, well,
take your bike.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So hopefully over the next coming months, I'm going to try and whittle down some of this stuff, get rid of it.
Because it doesn't matter, right? Hedonic adaptation, something that you think you must have, you must keep, you let go within a week or 2, you've forgotten about it. I chucked out at the beginning of this move. So before this company, I run a sales training business and I wasn't bad at it. Won a lot of awards, traveled Australia, traveled the globe doing keynotes on sales and training and culture. Won a lot of awards. But they were just in the shed in a suitcase, an expandable suitcase. And when we opened it up, Ali pretty much said, when we get to the new house, are you going to put all of these on display on a shelf? So, no. She goes, well, you got to chuck them because otherwise they're just taking up space. I chucked them all and smashed them all in the bin so I didn't think to take them out later on. And 2 weeks down the line, 3 weeks down the line, not phased. Not phased. The memories you keep, you don't need to keep the material stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to see the memories sometimes. So when you open up these boxes of things and you're like, oh, I remember that. I remember this. I remember that. But yeah, you're right. You don't need the item to have the memory. So there's a few things that are sentimental that I will probably keep till the day I die. But other things, man, if it served its purpose, it can move on to someone else.
It's a fine line between sentiment and hoarding, though.
Yeah, that's right.
I found some beautiful old dot paintings. I did some work up in Alice Springs, and a young Indigenous Australian girl, Clara, would sit outside the front of the shop I go to every day, and I built quite a good relationship with her. And when I left, she gave me a couple of beautiful dot painting drawings. One's a representation of girls sitting around collecting peas, prepping peas, like some lovely little bits of work on leather. And they were rolled up away, so I found them, which I will put up in the hallway of our new home. So you do rediscover stuff that was important that you've forgotten about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think some of the artwork that I collected back then is certainly not representative of who I am now. But also, I've just discovered what mid-century modern is. Ali's talking about styling the house a particular way. And, a lot of the artwork that I'm going to have to chuck out certainly isn't mid-century modern.
I have no idea what that is. So, yeah.
Nah, I didn't realize I was shabby chic. In the last 4 weeks, I've got to learn a lot. And that's why we've had to sell so much of our stuff, because it doesn't meet the artistic
decor requirements. Yeah.
Decor, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had to recruit help. There's sailing in the Friday breakfast that we go to, because I'm scratching my head when it comes to most of the styling. I've just brought sailing in to speak to Ali about styling the house, so I don't need to pretend I'm doing.
Well, I think she knows what she's doing. Sailing has been doing it for a long time, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
I haven't been down to her business, but she has like a huge warehouse that's just full of like brand new furniture that they use on all the home stylings.
In Stepney.
So
Hackney, Stepney, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting business, yeah.
So with all the to-in and fro-in, Alan, I'm not using it as an excuse.
Hang on.
In lieu of something else, I'm going to bring it up as an excuse.
Do you want to mark out a little excuse box? Do you just get some paint, put a little box around yourself?
Rationale. I did fall off the wagon significantly back end of this week with food.
Okay. Let's break it down.
All
Tell me what you ate.
In the car, Ali was like, I cannot wait to see this podcast issue.
So let's break it down. Tell me what happened.
So on Friday after BNI, so I did well until Friday. Friday after BNI, we went straight down to Second Valley. A mate of ours has just bought a house in Second Valley, beautiful, out of nowhere. And she's just decked it out, but she's got all this firewood out the back. So she asked me if I can go down and chop all the firewood. No problem. So afternoon, chopping firewood. The girls are up on the deck having a laugh, having a joke. All the trades are in. Sparky's setting lights out. So it's a proper little working bee. And at the end, she cooked us all a big meal to say thank you. Anyway, I didn't give her my dietaries beforehand, didn't even think to. And she brought out, and she's a really renowned chef, she brought out a twice-cooked potato bake that, had been, she brought out twice-cooked potato bake. There were 6 of us around the table, bottle of wine. I wasn't about to say, no, thank you. I'll just sit here sipping water. So I didn't take much persuading as all the smiles came through, but I did have a very healthy portion of potato bake and 3 glasses of red wine before we came back. C'est la vie. And then
Benny, it's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Well, no, it is. It is. And then on Sunday, I completely gutted our front and back garden, took out all the hard rubbish, cut back all the hedges, proper day of hard yakka. And Ali got a 6-pack of beer. I had 3. She had 3. And her rationale was, Well, you did have some on Friday, so it is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So back on the wagon today. Back on the wagon
Fantastic.
today. But I'm feeling it. You asked about the body's reaction. I was really sluggish, unsettled on Saturday. And today I feel tired and I feel bloated after just even 3 beers.
This is a good little milestone. This is a good little sort of milestone for you mentally to take note of, when we fall off the wagon and, potato bake is basically just like pure carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And then, 3 glasses of wine.
Carbs and cream.
And then, the next day having some beers. So we've gone from, what'd you say, 6.8 weeks or something, 6.4, 6.5 weeks. Yeah, of totally clean eating. And then we have a big indulgence. You're going to feel it the next day and the preceding days as well. So like right now, what you're experiencing is that it's like you've gone back to the big spikes and dips in insulin and blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. So what you're feeling is a carbohydrate hangover.
Yeah, it's not comfortable, and I feel bloated. Yeah, we'll see how it drains out this week, because I'm assuming after pretty much 7 weeks of eating clean, my body will recognize the diet and recover quite quickly. I'm hoping.
Yeah, you'll bounce back relatively quickly. It's not going to be a long-term thing. But yeah, just take note. Next time someone brings out potato bake, you're just like, do I really want the potato bake? And man, you've been at the house, you've been working. Like, we're all adults here. Like, nobody's gonna, you get a knock at the door. Dush, dush, dush. Open up! It's the carnivore police. Like
Alan. It's the best potato bake I have had in my life. Now, I don't know whether that's because it's the first carb I'd put in my mouth in 7 weeks, or the fact that it really was. It was an outstanding potato bake, not pasta bake. Yeah, it was the nicest thing I'd eaten in my life. But I think it could be because I was carb starved.
Yeah, well, that's you would have had a big release of dopamine from eating all those carbohydrates. Your brain just loves it. It's like I don't know. It's like a heroin addict, having a hit of heroin. Of course, it feels great until the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you fall off the wagon, just get back on the wagon. Just the wagon's not going very fast. All you need to do is just jog a little bit to catch up. And you'll be fine again.
This week, just because we've got no prep, I need to be very creative to remain ahead of it. So with snacks, like, it's very hard to cook anything now with no utensils, and I probably need to get some biltong and some jerky just to deal with the snacks, and maybe even contemplate some fasting this week. Otherwise, I'm going to be caught short. Or just make sure. I've discovered Greek restaurants are pretty good, because you can just have a plate of lamb and chicken, which is easy. And
let's talk about it. Let's talk about fast food carnivore options. Okay. So one of my favorite carnivore options is Macca's, or McDonald's as they call it in America. They call it Macca's here in Australia. You can go into any Macca's, drive through, in the store, whatever you like, and just order beef patties. You can just say, hello, I would like 4 beef patties, please. And that's it. They'll put them on a box for you. Just note that, they're just teenagers doing the cooking. So sometimes there's a little bit of onion from the hot plate on your beef. Scrape it off. Have some salt. Ask for a knife and fork, and have your your McDonald's. So that's quite convenient for, when I'm on the road. There's always a McDonald's nearby, they're everywhere.
Mhm.
The Greek restaurant
Does
type stuff.
KFC
So
do chicken without the breadcrumbs?
I don't think they do.
A Porto
I
does, though.
haven't tried. If anyone wants to drop it in the comments, if you've ever purchased clean chicken from KFC, let us know. I think they're always covered in the secret herbs and spices. You mentioned
Porto,
the Greek.
your local chicken shops. Local chicken
A
shops would
Porto
be good.
seems to be heavily marinated. I haven't seen any. I haven't tried a Porto to see if you can just get chicken, but I'm just assuming it's marinated. The Greek shops you mentioned. So here in Adelaide, a gyros is a different thing to a gyros interstate. But yeah, a gyros here is a bread wrap with lamb or chicken in it, and they cook the lamb and chicken on these rotisserie spikes. So yeah, you could just get the lamb or chicken. I'm sure they would accommodate you. Just ask for a plate or a handful or a tray or whatever.
A half kilo tray. Tray, 15 to $20.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then lots of cafes, you can just get bacon and eggs, no toast, no mushroom, no tomato, that kind of thing. Most places are pretty accommodating with that.
You should have seen last Friday at breakfast at the Kent Town, because people have clocked on that I'm doing this. And I'm on the same table as you, just a bit further down.
Yeah.
There's a girl across from me, Sonia, that straight away does a swap. So she takes my avocado bowl and she gives me a bacon and sausage.
Yeah.
So building up
They get double
my
up.
bacon portion. And now people are running down. So I had Jenna run down with her bacon portions on a side plate. So the guest that was in front of me was wondering what the hell was going.
Yeah.
Tomato went, avocado went, and I just had a big pile of bacon on my plate this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Trades.
a lot of bacon. Yeah, bring on
I
the
just
gal.
I just order it from the kitchen now. I just get eggs and bacon without all the stuff. But yeah, so there are fast food. Basically, it is possible on a carnivore diet to, just ask for just the meat, just the eggs. Some places, this is where it gets difficult, is lots of meats are marinated, like heavily, lots of sauce and all kinds of stuff. And you just don't have no idea what's on it. So that can be a little bit tricky, depending on how strict you want to be with your carnivore fast food. Some people will happily eat the snags at Bunnings. I wouldn't, I generally don't eat sausages and stuff unless I know what's in them.
I've been eating
like
sausages.
Meat patties.
Yeah, I've been eating sausages, meat patties. With the Greek restaurant, they'd put olive oil on there, probably squeeze a bit of lemon on there. But you're not looking at too much more than that. So I've accepted that I'm not going to be too picky with it. I'm certainly not using condiments at home, which is a big thing for me because I love Tabasco. I love HP sauce. I love a lot of hot sauces, so I'm not using any of those, which is quite sad actually, because I do love a real whack of heat. But
yeah, man, I used to live off spicy foods and chocolate. But yeah, man, these things taste great because they're full of things that taste great. Like it's not rocket science. They're intentionally full of sugars and spices and all this stuff. They are engineered. Someone's made that sauce. They've added 50 ingredients together in the perfect mix to make it taste great, because that's what recipes are all about, right? So yeah, the allure of these sauces and marinades and everything that you can put on food is real. Like, yeah.
Let's use an example. No, let's not talk about commercial, because commercial is about that. I make a habanero.
Literally engineered in the commercial sense. They are literally engineered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's actually sat down with a design
How do we make people eat
protocol.
more of
Yeah,
this?
that's it. Yeah.
But I make a habanero hot sauce, grow my habaneros, chuck the habaneros with salt and water and ferment them, and then add an acid like a lemon, put it in the blender, and then heat it up, loads of salt, and make a nice little habanero hot sauce. Very limited ingredients. Where in the carnivore diet down the line, so obviously we're being disciplined, not Friday, Sunday, but we're being disciplined through this 12-week challenge. But down the line, just purely for, purely for a sustained diet move, where would you bring in that sort of hot sauce? Would you make exceptions for that, or are you living pure 100% no condiments? How do you account for that?
Personally, when I eat meat. I eat meat and fat and salt, and that's it. And on the weekends, I'll want to watch a movie or something, so I'll have some chocolate or whatever. So, I pick my battles. I have my little vices. I'm drinking coffee. So, there are no carnivore police, right? We joke about it all the time. But really, it just comes down to you. So you need to make a decision for yourself how strict you want to be, because the reality is these defense compounds, the toxins, the things that we're sensitive to, they are in these plant sources. So when you're having spices, when you're having chili, know that those compounds don't exist in meat. So they will have an effect. So if you eat an atom or a molecule of something, it's going to react with something in your body. And every compound is different. The human body is like the most complicated chemistry set ever. And when we talk
Some more than others.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when we talk about like genetics and epigenetics and, you are what you eat, I mean, you literally are everything you've ever eaten. Well, you're the result of everything you've ever eaten. So when you were born as a baby, you had a whole bunch of, atoms and molecules that were from your mother and your father and what they ate. But then, then you were breastfed as a baby until you got onto food. So then basically, since you were born, you've been eating and drinking stuff. So everything you've ever eaten has affected you in some way. It's either helped or hindered you. Or maybe, there's some stuff that just has like a neutral effect, that has no effect. If you ate a grain of sand, probably 99.9% of it just comes out the other end as sand.
Or will chip your tooth.
Yeah.
It'll have an effect, but
yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, so there's something's going to happen, and if you're chasing, the ultimate in health, then that's why we're doing carnivore, because in theory it should be the ultimate in health, and anything that is not strict carnivore can deviate from that path, and it's just it's like the risk. We walk in the city on the street and don't get hit by cars every day, but someone gets hit by a car. So do we walk in the city and accept the risk? Yeah, most of us do. So I guess we just come down to do you want to make is chili night going to be a thing once a week, once a month, once a year? That's going to be up to you.
not chili night. Yeah. Chili is a condiment, so just literally a fermented chili sauce that you would put
that's
on.
It. So
you put a teaspoon.
Is it a mouthful? Is it a dish? Is it a is it a potato bake? Like it's
All right.
all these
Calm your
levels,
calm.
there's so many levels. Like, yeah.
Potato bake, I think, was the ultimate fall off the wagon. Was a whole serve of potato bake. I didn't go back for seconds, but it was a healthy serve. Just to be polite.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. We can talk about the just being polite thing. Is it being more polite to accept the meal, or is it being more polite to accept like that the guest is on a diet and can't eat your meal?
Well, in this circumstance, the words, if you don't at least try it, you're not welcome back, in jest for you. I've cooked this all day. So, hey, I was at gunpoint.
Yeah. Yep. Threatened under threat of physical pain or death.
Yeah, I could have put my foot down. And to be honest, one of the trades was there. And he had done carnivore challenge. And we had a joke that this is the first fall off the wagon that I had. But mind you, he did call me out. He goes, hang on a sec, aren't you the guy that has martinis? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, that's technically falling off the wagon also. So, I didn't have a leg to stand on, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, you can only do what you can do, Benny. So it all comes down to your choices and your decisions.
Well, what's the expression? Practice makes better. We're not seeking perfection here. We're just looking at being conscious about what you're eating, develop a good rhythm, a good habit, a good benchmark for eating. And if you digress and comfortably come back to the path, then that's a win, right? It's got to be a win from just the crap I was eating and the volume I was eating before we started this, where I didn't think.
Definitely.
I just ate what was given to me. I'm pretty fortunate that I'm cooked for a lot. My partner is an excellent chef. All of our friends are chefs.
Yeah.
All of my clients,
Your
venues,
business is full of chefs. Chefs.
I'm pretty lucky. I am cooked for a lot without thinking about anything in advance. But now I've just got to develop the repertoire to be a bit more planned, a bit more organized, or at least give some feedback prior to say, hey, this is my way of eating. If you can accommodate me, that would be excellent. So it's about those small improvements, right?
It is. Yep. So the 1% better every day analogy or whatever. 1% every day is a lot, actually. So let's not get too hung up on the numbers. But if you were to be 1% better every day over a whole year, that adds up to 37 times the original. So if you had $1 day one and you have 1% every day for a year, 365 days, at the end of the year, you have $37.
Isn't it more than that?
No, it's 37x. Yeah.
Exponential, 37x. Isn't it 370x? So 1% improvement.
So it's 1 cent on day one, and then it's 1.01 cents on day two, etc. But yeah, it goes exponential.
37x, that's massive. Yeah, so exponential gains. So 37 times is 370x, isn't it? No, 3,700x.
I mean, if you had
that's massive.
If you had $1 million, it would be 37 million after a year.
365% improvement. Well, that's the key, right? But I think in this circumstance, what we did was go from zero to hero and coming back to find an equilibrium a little bit. So we did 100% improvement. And now 99, 98, 97.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, the point I was making was we can make small little adjustments just consistently. And
that's the key.
We'll be so much better off at the end of, the term. If we tried to get 100% better in one day and fail, and
it can
fail
stop
again and
progress.
fail again. You just go nowhere. So just be happy with the little increments. You come off the wagon, get back on. Note that feeling, the feeling that you're feeling now about the little bit puffy, a little bit bloated, a little bit of a hangover. That's next time, the invite goes out, just make the decision. Like, what am I doing Monday? Like, do I need to have my high performance hat on, or can I have a potato bake and a couple of beers and enjoy myself and my friends? Yeah, bless you.
One thing I have noted is my physical movement through this challenge has declined below par level, because in my mind, I'm almost pushing it to the side. Excuse me. Before the
Bless you.
challenge, I would eat a lot of crap, and I would try to make up for the crap that I would eat by three or so gym sessions a week. And now, because we were doing this challenge based on food, not movement, I've excuse me. Something's gone up my nose.
Yeah.
I think I've almost pushed that to the side to see what improvement I can have just on nutrition. So the conscious effort for exercise has been pushed aside. So when I'm up the hill and settled the last 4 weeks or last period of this challenge. Excuse me.
Do you want to take a break and get a tissue or something?
No, I'm fine. The last period of this challenge, the last 4 weeks of this challenge, maybe with you or maybe just actively walking, I want to set a bit of a realistic exercise level, such as 7,000 steps a day, because I'm not doing that. I'm doing about 3,000 steps a day at the moment, plus whatever it is moving at the boxes. So I'd like to have some sort of rudimentary activity goal for the last few weeks of this challenge.
Yeah. Well, it's
because I'm feeling
I'm all on board with activity. Yeah. I mean, the last 6 weeks have been pretty busy for you with the packing and the moving and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're right. Like, we haven't been focusing on activity, and it would be good for you to get some consistent activity. The food, health and fitness are two separate words, and they go together. And I think we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes. So yeah, I'm all on board for movement. But yeah, you don't have to force it. At the moment,
something realistic. We'll be in a new place. It's a nice way to get new routines, new environment, new routine. Plenty of walking in the hills.
And you'll be down. You'll be down right next to my gym too. So
I didn't want to bring that up, but I will be very close to your gym. I'm literally in the next village. So maybe incorporate some of that. Ultimately, I want to finish this challenge with habits in place that we continue. Now, obviously, as you continue that, there will be some hot sauces, maybe the occasional dish that someone's cooked for me, but they will be conscious decisions moving forward rather than just accepting.
Yeah, good. All right, that's probably a good point to end the meeting on, I think. Benny?
I think a good point would have been just before all that sneezing, but we can take it here.
Yeah, that's right. Excuse me, now I'm coughing. Yeah, good point to leave it on. Conscious decisions on your food is the end goal. Long, educated, confident decisions that what you're eating is good for you. And if it's not good for you, then you're making a decision to indulge at that point. Like, it's if you're going to have the spicy sauce,
alcohol's a poison. But people do it without thinking about it. If you're like, okay, I can poison myself tonight because it's our 50th wedding anniversary and we've got everyone around, you know, something like that. You know, you do the
that's
calculation
right.
in your head. I will have a glass of champagne with the family tonight. But, you know, deciding to poison yourself with potato bake, that's another thing. It's funny how I feel after it, mate. So I'm really happy it happened because beforehand you talked about the feeling after eating some ice cream or some chocolate. I was like, well, I kind of get it. Now I get it. So it was good
Yeah, now
exercise
you
to have and
felt it.
stuff. Mm, for
Mm.
sure.
Contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, I'll see you next Monday for episode
Yeah.
number.
See you next week. And thank you to the viewers, and we'll see you next week as well.